Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Fit Father Code podcast. I'm your host, Luke Matson, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm recording this podcast on a whim. And the reason why is because there have just been multiple things this week that have come up in conversations that I've had with clients and also people who aren't clients. And I wanted to share some of the things that have jumped out and stood out to me this week. First and foremost is just the whole concept and idea of somebody being too busy to take care of their health and their well-being. Okay, and guys, this is something that I'm still kind of wrestling with. I want to be able to define this a little bit more clearly, because don't get me wrong, I don't think there is anything wrong with you wanting to do these things for your wife and kids. Like, I think that is a great reason and a great motivator and a great purpose for wanting to get healthier and wanting to take better care of yourselves. But the struggle and kind of the wrestle that I'm having right now is like, I wish that men wanted to do this more for themselves. And yeah, sure. As a result, so that they can be a better husband and they can be a better father. But guys, like, I think there's power in wanting to do something because you love yourself. You care about yourself. And as a result, that will make you a better husband, a better father, and just a better person, like, in general. I mean, if let's get spiritual for just a second, and let's see if I can remember these verses off the top of my head. But what is the great commandment that Jesus gave? Obviously, first and foremost, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as what? As thyself. Guys, the moment I realized what that verse was saying, I mean, it's been years ago. But fellas, there is power and a responsibility. Like, I think those are the best words I can come up with right now off the top of my head. There is power in loving yourself, loving who you are, and accepting who you are. Now, does that mean you settle? Does that mean you settle and are okay with being mediocre or average in certain ways? Absolutely not. But it means that you love those good aspects of yourself. You love the fact that you are a child of God. You love the fact that you are a husband. You love the fact that you are somebody who genuinely cares. So I guess just to reiterate, you cannot love your neighbor the way God intends us to love our neighbor until you love yourself the way God intends us to love ourselves. So take that, think about that. Again, no issues at all with you wanting to get healthy and get in shape for your family. That is one of the biggest drivers of why I do what I do, why I take care of myself. My wife, she said this to me a couple of times, and it makes me feel good every single time she says this. Every now and then, she'll kind of, not every now and then, she's always in the mix with the boys. Like, she's always playing with them and stuff. But every now and then, she'll wrestle with the boys a little bit. I don't know. I don't really love her wrestling with the boys because I don't want the boys, thinking that's how we treat women and stuff. But every now and then she'll get in the mix a little bit. And after a little while of wrestling around with the boys, she always makes the comment of, man, I don't know how you do this for as long as you do, because when me and the boys wrestle, we go hard and we do it. Like, we wrestle for a long time. We listen to John Cena on repeat. It's over and over and over again. and I'm just taking a beating, right? I'm getting flying knees off of the couch and elbows, and I mean, what everything you can imagine. Always take a shot to the groin every single time. Anyways, but we love it, and we do it for a really long time. Um, and so, fellas, that obviously is a huge driver for why I do what I do. I want to be able to play with my boys as long as they want to, um, and obviously want to take care of myself for my wife. Want to show up for her. I want to be more present for her. Had to apologize to her earlier today for the way I responded and reacted this morning to something that she brought up. And guys, like, it's a constant battle. It's something that I'm constantly working on, but I know that if I wasn't doing what I do with my health and my wellness and my fitness and all of that, it would be ugly. Like, it would be terrible. I don't think I would have control of my emotions and my responses a lot of the time that I have. I'm always quick to apologize, and I'm always quick to acknowledge the fact that I messed up. But guys, again, without taking care of myself, without getting to the gym, eating good foods, like taking that time for myself, I think is a huge benefit to me, not only physically but mentally, emotionally, and then I always throw in spiritually, because I truly do believe that by taking care of yourself, you're taking care of the body that God has given you and that He's entrusted you with. So always have that aspect of it in my mind too. So that was the first thing though, guys, is like, yes, you can do this for your wife and kids. However, do it for yourself too. Love yourself. That's what God intends for us to do, guys. He wants us to love ourselves and care about who we are and work and grow on the good things that we already have and that He's blessed us with. So always trying to be better. A couple of other things. I'm going to make these somewhat shorter than that. I have a client right now who is currently undergoing investigation at work. And I wholeheartedly believe that I don't know. Obviously, I wholeheartedly believe and support him in what he's telling me, and I don't think that he is in the wrong in any way. Claims he has a manager that is kind of just looking for an excuse to go after him. He works in a very unique field. He works in a psychiatric hospital as a nurse, and had a patient strike him and some of his coworkers, and supposedly, I mean, they're going through the ringer right now. They've reviewed footage of the film. He's been obviously talked to by HR anyway, and now he's on leave and is just waiting. He's just waiting to hear back. The reason I'm bringing this up though is for two reasons. For one, the fact that he filled out his weekly check-in form on Sunday still was a huge indicator to me and a huge sign to me that he loves himself and he genuinely wants to be as healthy as he can be. And I know that it's for himself and for his wife, so that he can provide and have the career that he wants to have. Amidst all of the chaos and things that are going on in his life right now, though, guys, throughout his check-in multiple times, he said, I can't not continue to prioritize my workouts and my nutrition. He said, I know that if I neglected those things, this whole situation, this whole circumstance would be that much harder to deal with. Okay, you're talking about somebody who is on the verge of potentially being terminated from his job and from not only his job, but like the job that he is going to school for. And yet he still finds the need and finds it necessary to prioritize his health because he knows the benefits that are going to come from that. Guys, 1 week of not being in the gym or not hitting your nutrition goals exactly is not going to have a long-term effect on your overall body composition and stuff like that. Sure, we might see the scale fluctuate a little bit. It might go up a few pounds in a week, but that's not because you put on body fat. It's just because of, I mean, a million different things. Obviously, whatever you ate, the stressors that you're carrying at that time, how that affected your sleep. I mean, guys, it goes on and on and on. However, so physically, it's not going to have a huge impact in a negative way, but the benefits that came to him this last week while undergoing all of this stress, it was a stress reliever for him. It was a way for him to get some mental clarity. It was a way for him to unwind and decompress a little bit, even though he's got this big glaring cloud of uncertainty over him right now. Yet he still found the time and found the need for him to take care of his health, to get to the gym and to eat the foods that he knows he needs to in order for his body to function properly. So I feel like a lot of us have excuses. A lot of us have busy schedules. A lot of us are going here and going there constantly. But guys, if somebody like this, who is in this current circumstance and situation, can continue to prioritize his health and his well-being, I think that it is not unfair for me to assume and to say that I think all of you out there can find time to prioritize your health, to get to the gym or to exercise and work out in some way, shape, or form, to prioritize your nutrition. Instead of just grabbing whatever at the gas station, grabbing your 2 energy drinks and candy bars and chips and stuff, it's like maybe take an extra lap around the gas station and grab a protein bar. Maybe see if there's like protein chips. And I'm not saying all your snacks have to have protein in them. That's another discussion for another time. But guys, it's like you can make good decisions. In the world we live in today, there are better decisions than what most of us choose when we go to the gas station. And it's just a matter of you prioritizing it. So that the lesson there, obviously, no matter how busy or crazy you think your schedule is, I would venture to say that you can find time to prioritize your health. And guys, it doesn't have to be 6 days a week in the gym for an hour and a half. It can be 2 days in the gym. It can be 3 days in the gym. It can be doing home workouts, even if you don't have equipment. You got to start somewhere, fellas. You can't just keep telling yourself you're too busy, because that excuse will never die. It will never die. I promise you. Recently had a discussion with a guy who is retired. He's literally retired in his 60s. And the words came out of his mouth to me the other day that he said, I just don't have the time to get to the gym. And I honestly, I don't know. In the moment, it didn't really hit me, but not long after, I was like, what? You don't have time? You're retired? Anyways, guys, so the reason why I'm telling you that, the excuses will always be there forever. So don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that, one day when you get less busy, one day when things slow down, one day is never going to come. So prioritize your health, regardless of how busy, regardless of the circumstances of your life. You have got to prioritize your health. Okay, moving on to the next thing. Just not the thing that triggered me recording this podcast was I got a text message from one of my clients saying that they have a boss of theirs who might be interested in the Fit Father Code and wanting to prioritize his health. But he's a little embarrassed. He's a little embarrassed and doesn't want anybody to know that he wants to take better care of himself and get in better shape and feel better. Like, are you kidding me right now? He's embarrassed because he wants to prioritize his health? What kind of backwards world am I living in right now? Guys, this is how society has us. They have us so freaking confused and mixed up on what actually matters in our lives that we feel embarrassed when we want to prioritize our health and we want to prioritize our well-being. We want to take care of ourselves. That's embarrassing. Holy crap. I can't even, honestly, like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. There is nothing embarrassing about wanting to take better care of yourself. What's embarrassing, and this might hurt some feelings. What's embarrassing is the fact that some of you guys walk around with 20, 30, 40, 50 extra pounds of body weight on your frame. That's embarrassing. And the reason why you do that is because you claim you're too busy. Fellas, I guarantee you, if you were not married and you were looking for a wife at whatever age you are right now, you would make it more of a priority to try and keep some of that body fat off. Because you want to try and attract a spouse. You want to try and attract a partner. And the fact that as soon as, I mean, this is like this is not even a stereotype. Like, this is just the facts of it. The facts that when a man and a woman get married, oh man, I need to do some research and figure out what percentage it is, because the percentage of dudes that I see get married and just let themselves go downhill is disgusting to me. It really is. And again, it's all out of the lie that they tell themselves of they're too busy. I don't know, guys. I started this podcast with talking about, loving yourself. And I don't think that there is any better way to do that than to take care of the physical body that God has given you. Taking care of that physical temple that carries your spirit through this life. Guys, it's precious, man. Like, it is precious. And the fact that we don't take it more seriously is really sad to me. So fellas, I'm going to turn this around now. You are capable. It is within your reach. You can choose to make a change today. And it doesn't have to be huge, and it doesn't have to be drastic. 9 times out of 10, when somebody makes a huge drastic change to their life because they want to try and get in shape, and they start going to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, and they get super extreme with their diet, you want to know what's going to happen in 2 to 3 weeks? They're going to be right back to the same lifestyle they were living that got them into the position that they're currently in. Overweight, low energy, low testosterone, and just no drive. No drive to go home and play with his kids, to go home and love his wife. That leaves when you don't take care of your physical body. So fellas, love yourself. It's important. It matters. It is one of God's greatest commandments that he's ever given us, was to love yourself. So, with that being said, guys, the Fit Father Code is here for you. And I know that it's hard sometimes for us to make a decision and make a commitment and to commit money and time to something that, we're not 100% sure on. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've created the Fit Father Alliance, which is a free community of guys, men, husbands, and fathers who want to grow spiritually and want to take better care of themselves physically. You're welcome to join that group anytime, and I will include the link to join that group in the description of this podcast. I'll share it on Instagram and make it just as available as I possibly can for all of you guys to be a part of this community. I would love to have you there. It comes along with a daily dose of discipline that pushes you physically. It comes along with weekly scripture study calls. It comes along with some meal plans already built out for you to use. Currently working on a calorie calculator that you guys can use anytime you want, as well as a couple of sample workouts that you can incorporate at home or at the gym. Okay, so you've got everything you need. You've got everything you need to start to prioritize your health. And so there's no reason why you can't start doing that today for free. If you're interested in details of the Fit Father Code, I would love to share those with you as well. Fellas, there is nothing that there's nothing that comes with a trainer and a coach today, as far as like programming and nutrition goes, that you can't find somewhere on the internet. It's all out there. Whether you search on Google or whether you get on some AI platform and search, you can find workout programs. You can find meal plans. You can find everything that you need. But what the Fit Father Code does is it holds you to a higher standard, and it doesn't allow yourself to slip when things get hard. It provides accountability in the things you say you want to do. So, please reach out. Let me know what I can provide you with, what information, what details you need in order to make a decision on whether or not the Fit Father Code is something for you. If you're a husband and a father and you have a firm belief in God and who He has created you to be, I want to say this with all the respect and all the love in my heart, but if you haven't gotten to where you want to be physically on your own, then chances are it's not going to happen, fellas. And the Fit Father Code will not allow you to fall back into old patterns and old ways. So if you're looking for somebody to help hold you accountable, if you're looking for a program that is going to push you to the next level, to help you be the best husband and father you can be, the Fit Father Code is that for you. Fellas, thank you so much for listening. Please share this with another husband and father that needs to hear these things. Somebody who needs to hear that they need to love themselves a little more. They need to take care of themselves a little bit more. Guys, that's what friendship is about. And if you're scared to share that with somebody, then I don't think you're as good friends with them as you think you are. So, fellas, please share this with a friend, share this with a brother, a family member, somebody who needs it. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave a review. It would go a long ways. The only way that podcasts can really grow is by the number of listeners increasing. And really the only way and the best way for that to happen is for the listeners to actually share. So please share it with somebody who needs it today. And take action on your health and your well-being today, fellas. The Fit Father Code is here for you. It's a standard that we all need to live by. Until next time, guys, have a great day.